episode of Cash Culture. We in the mix. It's your boy Kai Speaks. We got a pretty special conversation for y'all. We got the ladies in the building, as y'all can see. We about to have a conversation with the ladies about prenups, going 50-50. And fellas, real quick, because it's our first episode with some guests on here. How y'all feeling about this topic? Let's start with you, Tim.
I'll be honest with you. I think this shit about to be spicy. I do think it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be controversial, so I'm looking forward to that.
Zay, how you feeling? Because I know you got your How you feeling, buddy?
Hey man, it's gonna be really good, man. I'm gonna go light on them today.
All right, so my question first is gonna be for the ladies, right?
I'm sorry, you're not gonna introduce us?
Yeah. We're gonna introduce y'all.
She didn't. Ooh, they started.
Damn, I can already tell.
Yo.
This song is going to be crazy.
Whoa, wait, that's too much. You're
right. Y'all do deserve.
I'm sorry, it's the moonshine. I'm sorry.
We feeling it, and the thing is, we don't even introduce ourselves on the show. We let the conversation kind of do the introduction, right? So that's where the energy is coming from. So we're not neglecting y'all. We're not forgetting about y'all. We're really treating y'all like equal.
And I appreciate that. You know what?
So there we go.
That was good.
The young lady that just had that quarrel with, that is Miss Ricky. So we're gonna put the camera on her. And this question gonna be for you, Ricky.
Okay.
How do you feel about, being in a relationship, a serious relationship with a man, and he comes to you and he's like, yo, I think that I feel like our dynamic, I want us to be based on a 50-50 relationship. How do you feel about that sentiment?
50-50 as in 50-50 on the bills or 50-50 on responsibility?
50-50.
Everything.
Everything?
Bills and everything. Like truly 50-50.
I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it. Why are you not doing it?
Because I personally, I just feel like because even if we're going 50-50, the man is always going to expect the woman to do more for the household. Therefore,
What do you mean by that?
as in cooking, cleaning, taking care of you, taking care of myself, most of that is going to fall onto me rather than onto you.
You got the wrong guy.
You cook, you clean?
Yeah.
Yo,
So you gotta cook, clean?
I ain't no lazy boy.
Now, hold on, Zay, because we just had this conversation off camera. You going 50-50 on the bills?
Hell no.
Okay, so then, so with you paying more of the bills, then you expect
Even
her.
Still, like, I can wash some clothes. I can cook. Like, bro, it ain't no situation
It's not
where
saying-
we giving out duties right here.
It's not saying that you can't, but who is more inclined to do most of those things? For me, I'm just going to do it because I like taking care of my man and making sure that he's straight.
That's good that you like.
So therefore, since I'm doing all that, I ain't for the...
you to feel that way that you got to do everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be a situation of where if I come home and I see this shit dirty here, I ain't gonna be like, hey, what's going on? Like, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this shit. Like, that's how I feel.
That's and it is, but some of these men just not.
Like, see, I don't know, because I'm very clean, and I like, when it's certain stuff, I'm a nitpick about, so I'd rather just go ahead and clean it before I start an argument.
So you feel like it's men out here who will go 50-50 and still will come home and not want to take care of their own house?
Yes. Because that's what I'm for.
Who the fuck are these people y'all meeting?
People that we're meeting, there's just people having conversations about this topic a lot. There's men that are sitting here, they expect their woman to take care of the household. Y'all have kids, take care of the kids, take care of everything while we're both working. Like, we're both working.
Yeah.
We should be going, if we're going to go 50-50, we're going to go 50-50.
Just because you
working don't necessarily.
No, but it's not even just
But
that.
that's what they expect.
That's what they expect. Like
If I just got off at work and I gotta come home, first of all, I gotta come home to some kids.
that's 2 jobs.
And then you want me to clean and cook?
Cook a whole meal.
The dude come on to them kids too.
But the kids don't go towards
but the kids,
they go
to the
straight
mom.
to the wife.
See,
And I see it all the time.
see, because if you a good dad, your little baby girl or your son, they gonna run to you too, just like they gonna run to the mom.
I'm like,
Right, but they
I
go-
just went to Dallas to see my brother and his family. He has a wife, 2 kids,
Oh, Lord.
and they go towards their mom where they go towards him. He's not a bad dad. My brother's a great dad. Like a wonderful dad.
See, I hear
They just
that.
go towards the mother because they're more nurturing than the father is going to be. So, like, naturally, your kids that you had are going to go towards the mother because she...
I
I want to kind of spin it too, right? Because you said that women are more nurturing as mothers, right? So is it that women nowadays don't want to take on these 50-50 roles, or are a lot of women wanting to, like, are they okay with like wanting to work? Because I see a lot of, like, the hashtag is like boss chick, right? Like,
no, boss, you know what?
right? They want to get their own bag, right? They want to get their own bag, and getting your own bag kind of comes with a level of, right, like manning up per se, especially if you're in corporate. So, like, do y'all want to get your own bag, or do y'all really want this housewife life type shit?
Hey now.
Hey.
I mean, I feel like the reason why we want to get our own bag is because we want our own independence. We don't want anybody to tell us we can or cannot do something. So, like, if it's the fact that we're becoming a housewife, this man is going to be able to control what we're doing with our life because they're taking care of us financially. So, like, with the aspect of getting our own bag, no, we can take care of ourselves financially. Like, we don't need a man to do that. So I think a lot of them, they want both. They want to be able to be a housewife, but also be able to go out and get their own money so they don't have to go to their husband and ask them for something.
So then if you go into an environment where you want your own bag and you want to go out to work, but he's still communicating that I want to provide, would you be mad that you got to go to work and come home and take care of them kids in that house because that's what you want to do?
No.
If that's what you want to do, then that's a choice that you made.
Okay.
But if I'm having to work because you can't solely pay for everything that we have, and then I got to do all of that extra shit, then that's when I'm not okay.
That's when y'all need to split the responsibility. If I have to help with things financially, then you have to help with things around the house.
That's 50-50 though. Like,
You got a roommate.
yeah, you got a roommate. So like for me, like, I'm be real.
Yeah.
Step into a relationship, like, and we know, like, with my woman, definitely, I think, like probably like 70-30. So, stepping into a relationship, I'm probably thinking, I do think 50-50. Only because I am big on certain things. You know, like, I know my brother, he can get real spiritual when it come down to, you know, having a wife. But a lot of that I do portray. I don't believe in treating no girlfriend the same way you treat a wife.
No.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, stepping into talking to a situation.
Does the time frame kind of equivalent with that though? Because you got a girlfriend that's been with you for a long time.
That's what I'm saying.
And you gonna eventually marry.
Fast. So like literally with my girl right now, I know, bro, I'm picking up 70-30, and that's not because, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, that was set in stone. But that was due to time. Time, a man, when he sees what he wants, he gonna pick that up naturally. Cause shit, I was doing it for myself already. You know what I'm saying? You know, which is another conversation. But, you know, I was doing it for myself. So when I looked at her, you know, stepping into my life and her choosing her type shit, it really wasn't, shit, let me require her to be woo-woo. It really was just like, I want to respect myself and move forward. And what happened is we merged. We becoming one. So naturally that 70-30 just switching towards, you know, potentially at 100%. That makes sense.
I'm about to like really change our perspective.
So hold on, because the original question was, we are already serious and he want to go 50-50.
Already serious.
What was it?
Right.
Serious?
It was.
Yeah, we've already been serious. In the beginning, there's no problem going 50-50. Absolutely fine. But once we making our way down that line, I feel like you should just pick up more.
Well,
When there goes to be more responsibility.
That you were already doing it for yourself. So, like, if I'm moving in with you and stuff like that, if you already had your own shit, like, why am I'm not about to start paying rent with you. I might pick up a utility or something.
Yeah.
But
I can respect it.
I got you on this air.
But then that's crucial. Like, so this is my thing. Like, that moving in, starting in, a nigga already have to assume that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was moving in, he already got to put that two and two together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if y'all was like truly dating from the beginning, you got your own, he got his own, you got your own assets. You moving in with him, that's one of the highest first steps of commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Separate that. I don't know what the fuck you got going on. So I can't guarantee I'm gonna get my 6 or 7 to somebody who I can't even see every single day. So I think with that, you know, that's a justifying question. It's like, what if I move in with bro? You know what I'm saying? I think
See me on the opposite end. I don't really care about if you stay in the same household with me or not. Like, if we locked in, I don't give a damn if I'm getting it. I'm gonna pay your rent and mine. because it ain't about that. Because at the end of the day, like if we really serious, no, seriously, like I literally do this right now. This ain't no flex. Like I'm paying yours and mine because at the end of the day, like if we talking about real serious, if I can afford it, I'm gonna do it. Now if I can't, then baby, hey look, I'm gonna give you something, goddamn, you feel me? I'm gonna give you something.
Shit.
But if we serious, like we really locked in, like I'm gonna do that. Regardless of if it's girlfriend or your wife.
Right, but Peter's right. So even in the conversation when I raised the question, I didn't bring up anything about like solely finances.
Yeah.
Right.
It's everything
I just
else,
said
too.
50-50, and y'all see how the conversation
Yeah,
towards
immediately
finances.
go to the finances.
If you ask
Everything
me,
is about
for
money.
real, every relationship should be 50-50. And when I look at 50-50, I'm not thinking like on some financial shit. I'm thinking like
Emotionally.
level of submission.
Okay.
Right?
But you know
Like, level of
Man,
submission.
yeah, I hear all that shit, man. Like, let's be real, like,
Yeah.
break that down to me.
I'm gonna break it
I mean,
down. I'm
if you
breaking
think
down
about it,
exactly what that
sometimes
looks like.
What did he say?
It's 50-50. It's a 50-50. If I'm paying all the bills, you supporting the household at home. That's a level of 50-50, right?
Okay.
What's supporting the household?
Taking care, like making sure that if I come home, that I don't have to say, when are we eating dinner?
The dinner's already made.
The dinner
Dinner ready.
made. Like that's really what 50-50 is already. What we saying is, oh, he paying all the bills. Then we already we looking at it at this lens of I'm at a deficit or I'm lacking because he or she is doing more.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really have nothing else to provide to the relationship. It really is already 50-50, no matter the financial investment.
I'll be real.
It's some type of like submission or sacrifice being made.
Yeah.
It sounds like it come down on the
That ain't the same.
That ain't the same.
No.
So, all right, fellas, do y'all see yourself being with a chick for a long time if she paying all the bills?
Hell yeah.
Who's letting my woman pay all the bills?
I'm with you on that one.
I ain't doing that one,
I'll
dog.
give y'all a flip on. I mean, what if your woman just makes significantly more money than you?
Know what I'm saying?
But I mean,
If we got a mortgage,
No, hold on.
that's just like if we got a mortgage, you gonna let your wife take care of that mortgage?
Yeah.
Let me tell you the only reason I'm gonna take care of the mortgage. Now, I'm gonna take care of the mortgage. Even if she make more money than me, I'm probably still gonna pay the mortgage because that's my way of feeling like, hey,
So you're not
okay, I'm getting this now, but everything else, like if he got expensive cars, expensive mortgage,
And she take care of all of that.
You need to get you a regular car.
You need to get your regular car.
So wait. If she is taking the front seat with the finances and everything, will you be okay taking the back seat basically in the relationship?
Ooh, that's a good question. It depends on what the backseat.
What's the backseat?
She's making all the decisions. She gonna do what she want to do.
Exactly.
She gonna go out when she want to go out, and you gonna stay at home with the kids.
Like y'all taking the backseat? If that was y'all situation,
I mean,
y'all really feel like
I
y'all
mean,
taking the backseat?
honestly, I would never respect somebody that I'm with that has me doing
Everything. I'm not. Yeah, we're not doing that.
no respect at all.
I can't submit to that. I can't respect it. I can't. I'm gonna be calling you. What you call it?
We roommates. We
roommates.
You my broke best friend.
Like,
Look here.
Can't do no house, man.
Can't be no house.
Look here.
You can be able to tell. You can be when she paying the bill.
You better fucking know it. I'll tell y'all something. I don't give a fuck about all this shit. I'm a grown ass man. If my woman, we get together and somehow, like, let's say, like, right now with my girl, I have a gorgeous woman, you know what I'm saying? Facts. So my thing is, like, let's say she become an influencer, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally, right now, my girl got 2 million views on something. I ain't did that shit with neither one of my businesses yet. So my thing is, if she got down, skyrockets to fucking Morrow, and she becomes a fucking millionaire overnight, you know what I'm saying? And she's in that certain position, and she told me, like, at that time period, she wanted to handle certain shit.
Bruh, what this situation got to do with what we talking about, though? This is like some shit that happened overnight. Y'all, at one point, it sounded like y'all was equally yoked.
But this is my thing. Motherfucker had to start at some point.
But in this scenario, she's coming into a relationship
More money.
with more money.
A lot of times it's not
Guess what?
realistic because a lot of times when women come into a relationship with more money than a man, they become very insecure. And that's when they try to control the woman in certain aspects and they be over here like, oh, you're not this, you're not that, you're not shit. They talk shit to them. So a lot of men, they're not used to their woman doing better or more than what.
And that's because a lot of men feel like their value is based on financial security to provide to a woman.
Their ego get fucked up.
I'm gonna give you the play. If your girl make more money than you, look, still handle your bills, but you need to tell your baby, hey, look, I think we can make some more money by doing this.
Yeah.
You still got a little leverage because you still handle everything in the house. But hey, baby, we can make some more money if we do this.
Hey, and I want to retract my statement real quick. I'm thinking about us already goddamn being here. My bad. Because one thing about me, ain't no nigga ever gonna tell me what the fuck to do, let alone a woman.
But if I'm paying all the bills, I'm gonna tell you what the fuck.
This is my house. Yeah, no. This is my house. It's not yours. This is my house. You gonna do what I say.
That shit started out. But
I'm gonna talk to
I
you
built
like
the
I'm
foundation
fucking
first.
kid.
Don't pop it.
Cause you are.
Tell us.
Because I'm taking care of you. What
Like
the
my
fuck?
kid.
No, I had to if I wanted to take care of
And
somebody.
that's the problem. Ain't nobody gonna ever tell me no shit like that. At least I'm gonna take care of all these bills.
So why is it okay for y'all to have that mindset, but let y'all man say, you my kid because I'm paying all the bills?
No, okay, so hold on, because men are always supposed to be the providers.
Okay.
Therefore, I am not your child.
Okay.
However, I should not have to provide. I nurture.
Okay.
But if I have to nurture and provide, then you my kid.
Well, okay. So what I'm getting at is we are sitting here with a group of women who are okay with gender roles.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I came to the conclusion. I'm okay with gender.
I'm fine with it.
I'm like, fuck it. Like,
Now,
that's life.
I would like to continue to work. Me and Tim was already having a conversation about me starting my own business. It is what it is. Me getting my own bag. However, if my man is like, listen, I feel like you can have that on the side, but I need you to prioritize this household and I will take care of everything. Quite frankly, I feel like I don't have to get my own bag because I got bills. If I ain't had no motherfucking bills,
I wouldn't be.
I don't give a fuck. So if you taking care of my bills, then okay, like, you know, I have my little part-time job, my little rainy day fund
Right.
in case some shit go left. But that's not going to be my priority as it is right now.
All right. So now,
Respect.
on the flip side, here go to part two of that question, right? So you have this partner that y'all have an agreement that they are paying all of the bills because they are the most financially secure partner. Let's just say because that's the arrangement. Are y'all going to sign a prenup if that question comes up in conversation?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't like prenups because it's like you're preparing for something to
happen.
First of all, I agree with that. But this, you were saying quit to pop your shit if you was making more than hell. So,
So with that being said, Alexis,
Yeah.
you make him sign a prenup?
She gonna make him sign a prenup.
If I had more money, I wouldn't make anybody sign.
You can't marry somebody because you make more money than them?
Yeah, I don't think I would ever marry somebody
That
that
I
I
make more money.
That's fair.
Like,
It's
we
a deal
would
breaker.
have to be. We have to.
So
Shit.
it's different if we got married and then like I started making a lot of money after we got married, but I'm not.
You disqualified.
Then that's a post-nup. That's
Hold on.
Somebody that
So
doesn't
let's put statistics on
How
the
you
table,
gonna
right?
provide for me if I
Hold
make more money?
on. Put statistics on the table, right? How many men are really making over $1 million? Say you making over $1 million a year. How many men are really out here making over $1 million?
I don't have that number off the top of my head. But
It's less than like a 1%. Like,
So y'all-
so
basically
you
say y'all
basically say
got-
you will never be with nobody.
You're never gonna get married, and there's a lot of women out here who are highly successful and find themselves issues.
You gonna date you.
I
Gonna date
mean-
Lord. That's how it is with women. If you a rich female, you gonna date Lord.
Oprah's man does not make.
let me explain something to you. And I'm not Oprah. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now. Oprah not married. Oprah's not married. If I am dating someone that I am way more financially stable than, he's going to be younger than me and I'm going to be a cougar. Therefore, I'm going to be in control.
Makes sense.
So it's more self-control.
I dated
And we're
somebody
still not
that
gonna
made
get married.
significantly less than me, and it just didn't work
It
out.
didn't
Like
work
I said,
out.
I was just talking to him crazy. I can do whatever the fuck
Oh,
I want because what the fuck do you do for me?
Ooh,
Damn, Janet Jackson.
What did she say? What did she say?
No, we don't have that sound yet, but I'm just like, damn, like, what have you done for me lately? It's like,
It's not even lately. It's at all.
On the other
You have
foot,
my
bro,
shit.
like on the other
Take
foot.
a
As a
lifetime
man,
from
Man, it's not that bad though.
we ain't that. We don't say
bad.
like y'all is real disrespect if y'all can make more money.
Man,
than this nigga, like,
If
I
they
don't
shit
need-
on them, they make more money.
Bro.
Shit.
Bro, hold on.
That shit crazy.
But I dealt with situations where a nigga was literally living with me and he'll be at my house, not cleaning, not cooking, none of that. I come home, she's just there. Why are you here? Leave
That-
it.
that- now
Because
that- now
at this
that-
point, like you're taking, you're
that-
not
that if I
providing
told you
nothing.
that
So-
is your that's your fault.
It is my fault. I never said it was my
Yeah, 'cause
fault.
that's a nigga
But
that you
at the same
attracted
time,
that
a
had
lot of men
provisions
who
being-
make significantly less than women, that's what they do. They just take.
Not necessarily, because
They just take.
let's just give the perfect example, right? You making 2-3 million a year, and this brother over here making 300,000-400,000. He ain't no bum. He just ain't making no million.
No, and that's fine. I don't think anybody call him a bum. That's just Alexis just not gonna marry him.
But that is just
That's crazy.
But like, that,
I'm with you. I'm with you. That's
you basically telling yourself you'll never be married.
No.
How many millionaires you meet right now? That
Did
you,
I say he had to make $1 million?
no,
I'm
you
making
said
anything
you
close to
said
$1 million.
you literally said if an individual makes more than you, we putting out a scenario,
Mhm.
not current situation. We putting out a scenario. You making over millions of dollars a year, and you got someone who's making probably 300-400. You just basically said, "Nah, brother, you don't make enough money. I can't deal with you."
Yeah.
So like, if we being real, it's just like
I don't really care to get married anyway, so.
But also, I feel like if you are making that kind of money,
I really don't care.
then you're gonna be in circles to meet men who are also making that kind of money.
not necessarily.
If I'm making millions of dollars, I'm not going to be hanging out with the same people that I was hanging out with when I was making $40,000. If they still making $40,000, you have to elevate in every way, including your friend group and your social circles. Therefore, you would meet those people.
I hear you. You definitely will be in a situation where you're going to be around other millionaires and things like that. But the chances are is those men
already married.
are either already married or they are looking for a specific type of woman that has certain experiences that you may not have.
Yeah.
Right? 'Cause
That's fair.
Most likely you got a level of experience to get to this bag. Where this man who already has this bag is looking for a woman who may not have that stuff because he don't need that. You don't need a woman who got this bag and comes with certain baggage. And that, when I say baggage, I don't always mean a negative connotation to it, right? But he could be just looking for a young, submissive
Somebody
chick
that-
But a lot of times those men, they be sugar daddies. They want a 20-year-old woman. They 40, 50 years old. And they be getting married to those 20-year-old women because
But they don't care about the
they don't
money.
care.
They're rich.
They don't care, like, get whatever you want. Just come and submit to me. And there's women that's out there that would do that. A lot of them. Yeah.
So back to the prenup, though. Back to the prenup.
I got something to say about the prenup.
What you got to say about
Here's what
the prenup?
I'll say, because I heard y'all talk about it. For me,
He doesn't say shit this whole time.
He said a word.
I'm just saying y'all 50-50. I see y'all got different dynamics on it. Me, I'm probably not going to go 50-50. But the prenup situation, the only way you got to sign a prenup is if it's a significant difference in our assets. Like if it's like a big difference, like I got a house, I own this, I got real estate, and your ass coming from an apartment, you finna sign that prenup. but if you got your own shit going,
What if the woman says no? Like, I'm not
So
signing.
you just
it.
not
You ain't married me.
we don't get married till she ready to sign.
But on me, on the other hand, when it comes to the prenup, now if my shot had been with me from day one when I was broke and I ain't really have nothing, and like we kind of progressively got to this point, I'm not making her sign no prenup
No, because she's
she's rightfully to
I respect
all of that
Yeah.
just as well as me. I don't look at it like that. But now if I'm up, shit, I got assets out the world.
And then I meet you.
And I just meet you, you ain't got nothing. Now, hold on, baby. We got to talk about something.
Now, why not get a trust, though?
You right. You're right.
Why not establish a trust? Because kind of what Alexis said, like, it's no way around it. The conversation of a prenup is a means to an end.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, this is what we decide to do when we get divorced.
Yeah, but we're just not going to get divorced.
But how?
But trust is like you said. In the word right here itself, it's a trust. Meaning I trust you,
really like
and we're going to set up these assets the way we want to set it up.
Now I may not understand the prenup. I thought it was also like just in case if one of them passed or something. Or that's just a will. I thought prenup was also.
That's a will.
That's a will.
So a will can be in a trust,
Yeah.
but a will can't be in a prenup. So a trust is like
Those are two separate things.
a trust is like all encompassing. Like you can put wills inside of a trust, you can put assets, you can put businesses inside of a trust. It like you
Real
can even
estate.
like
And you can put a clause where like, okay, you can have this house, but you can't sell that shit.
Basically, you writing it all out.
You're writing it all out, and it's like it's an entity that holds all those documents. So that's why I don't understand why when people go about, oh yeah, I want to make sure I protect my assets. Nigga, get a fucking trust. Why you gotta get a prenup? Because to get a prenup, you already going to this person saying, I don't trust that you're going to be my partner forever, so I want to have an exit strategy.
Can I be honest? From what like I've seen, it's never the man or the woman that are getting married. The two individuals that are getting married that say, let's sign a prenup. It's everybody else around them that wants them to sign that prenup.
But it's their decision to say, okay, because it's everybody else whispering, you should get a prenup. Oh, you can't trust them, get a prenup.
Yeah, for sure.
At the end of the day, he said, you're right, I'm gonna get a prenup.
He probably saying that to get them. Not necessarily. He could be saying that to get them to shut up. So I'm going to sign a prenup so they can shut up, and then we said till death do us part.
But that's kind of
No, because we said till death do us part.
Exactly. So why get a prenup?
Because we're not getting divorced. You're not hearing what I'm saying.
But why get a prenup? Why not?
That sound like you here.
Yeah.
We either gonna be together, we going out together.
Who said we?
But at the same time, if I'm with somebody and let everybody else influence them to sign that prenup, that's what made me more mad. So I'm like, why would you let these people influence the relationship?
That's fair.
That's not their relationship. Like, this is me and you getting married, not me and everybody else. Not you and everybody else, just me and you. So that's the conversation that you have to have with
I
your
don't know,
partner.
man. My
Like,
mama was in my ear, man. She must have seen something I ain't seen.
but sometimes, like, you have to realize, even with the other situation,
Your mama
sometimes
be
the
right.
mother don't want their child to be great.
Your mama be.
Listen, if your mama think you her man, we not getting married. But that's just that on that.
Ooh, that's tough.
She said, if your mama think you her man, we not getting married.
That's
Because them be,
the mama's voice.
That is a bar.
that is 100% a shot at the mama's voice.
Boy, we had a segment,
Yeah.
and it stirred up a lot of feathers. There was some people on our set with some mama boys.
They did say this. They did say this. We don't got both no fingers. Y'all ain't got the sugarcoat. I know they
Yeah, boy. So, but you know, I just realized something too. It is kind of fucking sad, low key, because, bro, why is like with the association of marriage, why is it so quickly associated with financial gain?
Because it's a business agreement.
it literally.
So my thing is,
I disagree.
So my thing, but I do too. I understand as business. I said that before. I'm not a fool. I do have a certain kind of mindset, especially when it comes to making money and building our assets. Of course, everything that you do, everyone that you're associated with at that point becomes either asset or liability. Everything's business. That's real. But at the same time, at what point in time? That's not why it was. That wasn't necessarily. Well, yeah.
I was about to say, because think about back in the day, women always tried to marry up, right? Even in other cultures, there's a bride price. You got to come by me. My family is selling me to you.
That's
Sephora come up, whether it be a lamb or money. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, but it's sad though because I don't ever want to rule out the people that do just marry for love. But that shit's so funny because niggas say love. That shit starts sounding like
nobody. I don't really believe
goofy.
nobody marries for love. I think love is what initiates the agreement. But nobody
not necessarily because if you can listen to it, and the thing is, myself included, nobody mentioned what the other 50-50 was if it wasn't about financial disruptions.
We did though.
We did.
Take care of the home.
Momentarily.
But sometimes 50-50 is also emotionally too. If you think about it.
Yes,
So
correct.
we didn't really dive. And that's what I'm saying. That's how quick. And maybe that's maybe our generation, or maybe that's because all of us I don't want to say bums, but maybe because we all get into our own bags. But just think about that, like, damn, at that point, what's even the point of being married if you just can't be with that person long term and just maintain that relationship of the 50-50, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, me throwing in my little spiritual note, because not literally, but throwing that in, like, being for real, like, it's just like, damn, why even put on the show of marriage if truly it's still a conversation of, you know, the assets and finance? You get what I'm saying?
So the only reason that I would say, like, to be honest, I don't really need to get married. I can have me a life partner, but the only reason I would say I would like to get married is worst case scenario for health reasons. Because do you know how hard it is? Like, let's say my man fall into a coma. Do you know how hard it's going to be for me to make that decision if we did not prepare ahead of time for him to say, okay, this is the person who's in charge. You know what I'm saying? Because this could happen immediately like that. All of a sudden, he's unresponsive. He's in a coma, whatever.
See, that's real.
So it's going to be easier for me to be able to make decisions for the home, financially, for his health.
See, that's real. That's real. But guess what? I also understand that's me responding to you as an entrepreneur. That's me realizing that's really smart. You know what I'm saying? But that's thinking with the head. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's scary. That's scary. That's where we're living in technically, because it's just like, we think about it we think about the mathematics of it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And it's just crazy. I'm just sitting back and listening. You know, I'm being funny, but at the same time, I'm just like, damn. Is that really how you see
And
it?
that's why this podcast is called Cash Culture. Cash is destroying our culture. It's destroying the culture.
Damn. Not completely though.
Hey, I mean, and back to your point too, because you said that like marriage is like a business. I would say that marriage has a lot of business benefits, but overall, what trumps the business is the spirituality. Like, it's really a spiritual contract, because like the connection y'all gotta have has to be deeply rooted to even be able to make it through some shit outside of finances, outside of the hardship, outside of health. Like, y'all gotta be deeply rooted to get through all of that shit if you're gonna say death do us part.
No, I agree.
If you look at it as just a business, that's when it gets easy to say, I ain't fucking with this shit.
Nah.
It's not just a business arrangement, but it is mainly a business arrangement, because if you're going to marry somebody, you're going to find that person after death. Y'all going to find each other again in whatever the afterlife may be. So, but when y'all is here on this planet.
So what if I had two husbands?
You might have
Girl.
not at once.
No,
but there's people that get married multiple times. because
No, I
they
know
have
what you were
a connection
saying.
with multiple people. Like, everybody has a connection with.
Now, I've never been married, nor have I died, so
it's
I
like,
can't answer
am I
that question.
gonna find both of them niggas in love?
Okay, wait. So wait. Have you seen Big Mouth?
Yeah,
Okay, so you know the spinoff that they did about the hormone monsters?
I haven't seen that one.
Okay, so in there is a woman who had connections with two different men at two different times. And after she died, they both was waiting for her.
Period.
But sometimes you have connection with 2-3 different people at the same time.
I do believe
Like, it
that. I do
happens.
believe that you have more connections than just one.
One,
I agree
yeah.
with that. It's definitely 3 people out here I think that you can possibly marry at all times.
But I think
At all
even with,
times.
like, friends,
You always got a favorite.
That was very
You always got a favorite.
You always got a
But you
favorite.
got
But
a
sometimes you have two
favorite.
favorites.
Man.
Nah, you always like one just a little bit more than the other.
That's an oxymoron. You can't have two favorites.
You can't have two favorites.
No, you have a favorite,
only
which is
say
why
that.
they're
You got a strong second.
You got a favorite for
Like,
a
some
reason.
people,
It
some
depends
people
on the
got
reason.
two favorite movies at the same time.
No,
Two favorites.
nah.
No, you really like one of those movies more than the other one.
You can have two
You can have two
favorites at the same time.
No, that just like, okay, we give you an option. You like this movie or this movie? They
And I
gonna
can't
tell
choose
you,
one.
oh, I like both of them. One has to
You
go.
gotta go.
Both. One is not leaving. I'm
so you're
sorry.
breaking the rules of the game.
Oh, well, I guess you got X me out the game.
Yo,
Man,
that's crazy.
crazy.
I don't really think
I don't think you can have two favorites.
you can't have two favorites.
You don't think so?
No.
That's a lie.
No,
I think you
listen.
have to.
That's like
I think that people can cater to people in different ways, so they might be your two favorites in different areas.
Exactly.
yeah.
Boom.
And guess what? If you can't be my favorite all around, you not my favorite. You just boyfriend number
Nobody's
3.
gonna
I
check
don't
all your
know.
boxes. Nobody's gonna
No,
check all
hang
your
on.
boxes.
There is somebody who's gonna check all my boxes.
You just boyfriend number
That's not
Go check it out.
realistically. If you like, they're gonna
Nobody's
check
gonna
majority
check
of the
all
boxes.
your
Might be that
boxes.
one box they're not gonna check. If
But okay, let's say there's that one box they don't check. Just because this man checks that one box doesn't mean he's my favorite. The one that checks majority of the boxes is going to be my favorite.
So you said somebody's gonna check all the boxes.
Y'all need to stop
Wait.
dating like that.
I don't date like that, but
I don't think like that.
Keep in mind what's going on when you dating though. You dating different types of energy that you like.
Ooh, that was
Yeah.
so
You
good.
might be dating him because he got a lot of money. He
That was a bar.
buying you what you want.
And money
But you
is
might date him because he's emotional with you. Like he can connect with
Right.
you like he can't. Then you might be dating him because he nurturing. Like he cook, he clean his house clean. Like you have a good time with him. Each one of them are your favorite when you in that realm of energy.
Yup.
So it's like you can't say he my favorite thing because he bought me a purse, but I would like to go over there and eat. He cook good.
Like you all of your favorites.
Everybody's even.
I'm gonna be real.
I don't think that makes that person my favorite.
Shit.
It's just something that they bring to the table that the other one doesn't. So that just makes me my favorite.
because it's not
But
really a
say
true
if you have
favorite
to-
if it's conditional, right?
Exactly.
It's like you got to be in the mood for it. That's not a true favorite. Because if this movie is your favorite, that means that no matter what mood you in, you can always go for that movie. Not when I'm feeling sad, I go to this movie.
Yeah.
We do like they do on Netflix. Like this is my favorite.
This is
comedy
my
movie.
favorite.
This is my favorite horror movie.
But no, because all around, even though you have a favorite comedy or whatever,
Crazy.
overall, one of the movies is gonna stand out more to you.
How you know?
What's your favorite
What
genre,
both
Dre?
of them stand out?
How do I know who my favorite is?
How do you know? How do you pick who your favorite?
What's your favorite genre?
Movies?
Yeah.
I can't pick one. I like
Oh, get the fuck out.
I like them too. Like I'm gonna say, I like them all.
That's a nigga trying to get his face card.
movies.
If he say something, he's sticking with it.
I like them all.
I'll tell you right now, I don't have a favorite. We back to talking about men, not movies.
Well, it's sad.
Which is why I am still technically single.
Wait,
I mean, you're still
Technically.
single if you have a favorite. You're not in a
Technically
relationship,
single.
right?
Exactly.
It is.
That's a good point, Kai.
Like you're not in a relationship. Like, you can have a favorite without.
That's why I said I don't have a favorite.
Don't forget technically.
I don't have a favorite.
Oh, all right.
Wait,
That's why I'm on this podcast right now.
Technically, I'm single.
technically, if you watch it, you're gonna be mad.
Why you ain't hear them folks? You had them over here. You know, we together. She was the viewers. That's what she with.
Right.
No, like,
Technically, I'm gonna stop paying these bills.
but here's the thing.
But you still gotta pay them.
Ain't nobody paying my bills, so I'm single.
You do got stuff.
So until that nigga pay them bills, you basically
You gonna have a favorite.
Technical niggas.
Like Ricky, you don't have one nigga that you'd rather see before the rest of the niggas. You know? Like if he call you right now, like I'm trying to see you.
I know exactly who you talking about, and I'm going to say no, and we can continue this conversation. No. I'm gonna tell you why. No. Let me tell you why. Because my relationship with that individual is in a specific arena, so I don't know
how it is outside of that.
Yes.
So that's understandable.
So therefore, he's not my favorite.
So say
I don't have a
somebody like give you a relationship, like not even a relationship, but like a companionship or something in all those arenas that where they're matching it, and if somebody else give you the same exact thing, you
What is
can
an
have two
arena?
favorites. and they give you the same thing.
What is
So we're talking about mentally, emotionally, and physically.
Physically.
So like,
Oh, they know
they're
shit.
taking you on dates, they're pleasing you sexually, and they're also pleasing you where y'all can have good conversations. So that's the arenas that we're talking about. So technically, like I'm asking her, like two people giving you that at the same time.
All three?
So it's only 3 arenas.
All three.
They giving me all three at the same time?
Both of them.
One of them is doing it better than the other.
Both
I
of them
promise.
The same.
There's no way. I have been in that situation. No. I've been in that situation where I have had two individuals who they are doing it for me in all three arenas, but one is still doing it better.
So you.
So that's the
So that was-
favorite.
So then that would be the favorite.
What you're about to ask. Yeah.
No,
What I was gonna ask?
no, wait. I said that would be the favorite, but I don't.
Y'all crazy. So listen to y'all, man. Listen to y'all. Listen to our conversation. Ladies, it sounds like to do what the fuck y'all want to do. Y'all better get that bag. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, I mean that's a good topic.
We the wrong people to talk about getting the bag with because we will get the bag.
We gonna go get it.
As a man, I just don't see like if I'm in the dating world, I can have one favorite. Like
You have to have multiple.
you have multiple favorites.
Exactly.
Like nobody is gonna. Well,
So that's
You just have not experienced a favorite.
Not even.
That's what that means.
Yeah, not even.
Like you love that man. Like you just
Like that's my man. You know what I'm saying? Like
You
that's
want
my
two niggas at the
favorite.
same time.
yeah,
Nah.
it got to be a difference, right? 'Cause
definitely can.
you got times.
You know, I'm gonna say you can love them.
and you got times where you dating with intention to marry somebody.
Not to my casual today.
Right, 'cause I can see how it's hard to find a favorite when you just
Casual, yeah.
dating with casual, like, because that's casual. You know,
Yeah.
you don't have any intentions to pursue
I
any
think
type
it's
of
easy
long.
to have a favorite if you're dating
Casually.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to assume that you have multiple favorites when you're dating
Well, if
casual.
he's gonna be my favorite, then we might as well just start dating.
Exactly, but that's how niggas end up.
If I'm only
Niggas
gonna
and
have
women
one favorite,
end up.
something. You gotta live.
But I mean, that's but when you go about it like this,
But
right?
if you have
When you
multiple,
dating
it's hard to
casually,
get in that
when you dating casually,
date all.
You get caught.
but when you dating casually. Not the real shit though. You dating casually and you just happen to shack up because you got the favorite and y'all just shack up and y'all just kind of stumble on
Here with
this.
it.
That's how y'all end up in relationships that don't last, or you find out later on this person is not who they really are.
But sometimes you
Because
have
the
to take
intention
the
is
time.
not to
You
vet
end
them
up
out.
with the baby, and then now you got to go with them.
But you have to take the time to date people. So like,
There's ways.
a lot of people they
I'll
sit there
just
and rush
play it.
into relationships that they weren't supposed to get in the first place because they fell in love in 2, 3, 4 weeks. I know. So like it's okay, but I'm not trying to come at you about it. But you have to take the time to get to know people. Like anytime that I'm dating somebody, I'm gonna get to know them. Like I want to see when you're happy, sad, mad, excited, just to make sure that like you're the person that I want to be with because those are your emotions.
So
Like,
you're dating with intentions
With intentions.
of a relationship.
yeah. So
But
like,
that's what I'm saying. It's a difference in that than dating casually.
Yeah. Because I was dating casually and then I had this one man after our second date, he was like, I want you to cut everybody else off.
I don't even cut his shit off.
He liked the energy.
It ended up being the worst idea on planet Earth. If he walked through that door right now, I'd kick him down the stairs.
What you tell him?
Right, and so you considered it and cut everybody else off after the second, like, that's
So you
bold.
gave it a try.
The second date,
I would have to
Yeah, I would
want
not
to
do
do
that.
it.
I wouldn't do that at all because
I need
that's a
some
red
like
flag.
I'll be honest.
flags.
That's a red
Second
flag.
date, second date is insane.
Second date is crazy.
Cause I'm gonna be honest, ain't no way in the hell.
Matter of fact, the second date wasn't even over. We was still waiting on the table.
Dang, whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a huge red flag right there.
Hey, nah, I ain't gonna ask that.
Well, at the time, it looked like
You must not be
I'm gonna
at the
ask
time,
you
like,
a
red
at the time it was like
flag.
6 flags. You know what I'm saying?
Now it's red.
Yeah, it was red.
That's what I got to know. I'm like, hey. And he like, hey, hold up, man. I can't let this shit go.
They be trying to see you every day. I'm like, you
Like, try to see me every day. I sorry, that's a red flag. And then it's like, oh, like, listen. Oh, I'm not leaving with you. You don't have a job.
Bro, that was a
Like, you
long
have
time question.
responsibilities.
That's pretty funny, man. That's
That's all he needs to see.
Cause I'm like, ain't no way a nigga just jumping. Hey, you want to make this official? There's no way.
oh shit.
But you know, like in psychology, I was a psychology major for y'all that might not have known. That's called, yeah, I was a psychology major. That's called love bombing. So love bombing is like a very big red flag. So for niggas over here, like going like this, that's how it feels.
I'm narcissistic though,
Like-
so like love bombing feeds my ego so
Shit, that shit put me in therapy.
like
Love bombing will push you to
You're a
therapy.
self-proclaimed
Like,
narcissist.
I can be. I'm working on it.
Okay. So do y'all know y'all attachment styles?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Love, what it is? You talking about like love language?
Like, so you got like
how you
toxic.
attach to people.
Yeah, like how you. So you got like avoidant. Most men are that like avoidant attachment style. Meaning like when we experience some shit based off of past relationships, if we don't like it, we usually just like I ain't fucking with it. Like,
That's me.
and then a lot of women are usually like
Okay.
the anxious attachment style, meaning like, oh, he didn't text me back. Oh, did I do something wrong? Oh, why does it like they get real anxious because
me.
they got rejected in the past.
That's
So
me.
like, which one is y'all?
I'm anxious as hell, boy.
Well, I think I'm a mixture of avoidance and anxious.
Yeah.
I'm be honest, y'all
I
gotta
see
break this down a little bit more because I don't know what
I'm not a pro at it. I'm not a pro at it. So
If I see
okay.
Like, and I don't, if I see something that I dealt with in a previous relationship, I'm actually saying, like, yeah, I'm going to cut this nigga off. Like, it's over with.
But that's
It's done.
avoiding as well.
And so, like, with me, like, I had, like, as I got older, I had to stop doing that. Because what one person might have put you through in the past, is the next person might not put you
So
through.
I think there is a healthy middle ground between anxious and attached and avoidant.
Yeah.
Because I am working on going more towards avoidant, but also I know that just because one person does something, it does not mean it's going to lead to what I think it's going to lead to.
Right.
That's pretty
So
much.
I just know that the healthy balance is you have, so they're both insecure attachment styles and then you have secure attachment styles, which means, like, from what I understand, your decision making is not based off of the other individual. It's just like, oh, I don't like the energy I'm getting off from this person. I'm going to distance myself. So it's like, it's more of a secure mindset.
See, but
than
you
insecure.
can't always do that because just because you're feeling a negative energy from someone or like an energy that you don't like, that doesn't necessarily mean that it stems from you. They could have just had a really bad day and they're just not in the mood. So that's why communication is important. You have to ask them what's going on.
That's security.
That is
To communicate. To be like,
Right.
what's going on? Hey, I'm getting
If
this.
you have
Yes.
to make me, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Please, I got to go. I don't want you around.
Now, I can say I've been pretty bad about that in the past. You
Yeah.
got that bad, y'all know me. You got that bad energy.
Hey, I don't fuck with that.
That is him. For sure.
Oh, yeah, well, that's pretty.
But I feel like sometimes, like, you have to learn yourself, and once you learn yourself, you're gonna be able to learn how to
Deal with things like that.
So, like, that's the number one thing right there. Like, you have to learn yourself before anything else. That's why, like, when you get in a relationship, learn yourself before you get into a relationship. Learn yourself before you think about a relationship.
Ain't you learn yourself since you was a baby?
No,
See, no,
sometimes
because-
both are things that maneuver and how you.
Zay, have you been to therapy?
Listen, I got a great
Look.
spin off to what you said, though, Kai. I know you said you guys like learning yourself. Let me ask you, what are y'all trying to learn from a man? Like when y'all get in a relationship with him, like what are y'all expecting for him to teach
I like
you?
that question.
That's a great question.
I don't think I have something specific that I want a man to teach me, but I do expect to elevate with him in some way.
Mm-hmm.
That's a solid.
You shouldn't put me down. You shouldn't keep me at the same level. We should elevate
You got to
in
grow
some way together.
What about you, Kai?
Bad.
Repeat
She
that.
gonna she over here playing.
I'm like, what the hell?
The question
I mean, I agree with what she was saying. So I do want to be elevated instead of like, I can learn by myself, but I also want to learn with the man that I'm with, so we can elevate each other. So, because it's a partnership, y'all supposed to grow with each other.
Iron sharp iron.
is solid. What about you, Liz?
I agree with both of them. Yeah, no, I feel like I want to learn from my partner, but also I want to be able to teach him things too, and that's just in like every aspect of life.
Like, you have to be like,
No, that's 50-50.
yeah.
That's 50-50. That's what I was talking about. Like, yeah, I think that's 50-50.
Because why are you teaching me everything and I can't give you no game or nothing, or vice versa? Then it's like,
You
what
can't,
is-
like, I feel
what's
like
going
you can't
on?
get no
I ain't
game.
gonna lie.
Like,
Nah, bet y'all say that. When y'all talk about that 50-50, if I go get some and I'm learning something, but hey, look, I might be busy trying to make other plays, but you at home and you could learn some new skill, something to bring back to the table. Now, I'm going to be honest. That's kind of, in a way, it is. But see, I can respect that a whole lot versus you just being at home.
Yeah.
Talking about some you cooking and that's 50-50.
Yeah.
but sometimes, like, I feel like a lot of women, they don't do things a lot of women do things to make themselves a liability instead of actually bringing something to the table.
What do you mean?
Like,
The woman got to be an
Like,
asset.
women have to be an asset. So, like, I feel like a lot of people, like, women sit here and they're like, oh, like, I want to get a relationship. I want to get married, this, that, and third. But how are you an asset? Like,
Bro,
how are you bringing something
That's a
to
good
the table?
point.
can you please expand on that?
Like, it's much more, like, than just doing the basics. Like, I think, especially in our generation, there's so many people who are out here making money in different type of ways. How about you figure out, like, you sitting at home doing nothing? How about she figure out how to make some money for
Some more
both of us?
money. Yeah, some more money.
Yeah.
Both of us. Like,
That's-
bring me the knowledge.
that's some
Bring
real-
us
that's
some
real.
knowledge
That's
that
real.
will make both of us better. Like, relationship
yo-
is about both people, not just one person. It's not focused on one person or the other person. Like, it's
Yeah.
about both people. How are we going to make this relationship better? How are we going to grow? How are we going to make more money? How are we going to make our spiritual health better? How are we going to make our mental health better? Figure it out.
That's real.
Now
50.
that's 50-50 to me. Damn.
How you can bring some
That's
old
fine.
value to the table.
Yeah.
Your woman got to be an asset.
That's
I like
fine.
that. That's actually pretty good, Kai. That's a pretty good answer to the question.
That's always done. Like, how you just.
Now the reverse flip to that. Fellas, what are you trying to learn from your woman in a relationship? That's good.
You know what, bro? I know this one. I think the biggest thing that a man can learn from his woman is how to respond, or it's how, not necessarily, I think adapt is the appropriate word, to like that nurturing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of times, especially when you get into your money, and especially like every single person here is an entrepreneur. So I know as men, we get so lost in that we may not appropriately know how to express ourselves or to communicate effectively. The biggest thing that you have is a woman that can caress and help guide your words, you know what I'm saying, to better, explain yourself and also explain a message. I think even as a business, that's why people put so much money into like HR and shit. I think as a man, that's the biggest asset you can give a woman. Like that's the biggest thing I want to learn, like how to effectively communicate what it is that I'm trying to say.
I think that's good. Definitely trying to see what like spiritual qualities, deep qualities she has.
Yeah.
But for me, like the main thing I'm looking at is like even those characteristics of like, is she willing to not just exist in a program, but also think outside of the box in that program? Like being able to fit in the program and take like guidance, like, okay, I'm looking for a man with leadership and I'm going to bend to his leadership while also providing ideas and collaboration to this leadership structure.
That's hard as fuck.
Boy, you just said something.
Smart. You definitely
Boy,
took
that was hard as
boy,
fuck.
He
that
took
was
mine.
good.
He took yours.
He took mine. The main thing I'm trying to get from my woman's collaboration, like whatever it is, money, emotionally, financially, spiritually, whatever it is. If you can somewhat teach me something that we can collab on, that's the biggest thing I'm looking for.
Yeah. What you think?
The same thing.
Hold on.
I'm be honest, like
It's the same
when you
shit.
laugh, like it's hard. Like, you basically gonna find a different way to say what y'all just said.
Hey,
Just
so are y'all okay with this? So I'm thinking like for me, I guess I'm talking to the guys, but I guess like ladies maybe. We already know what y'all think. But if I'm making all the money, I am looking forward to like if I'm making it, the best way that my woman can help me like run that engine is like help managing the assets and finances. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm doing it from the front, the biggest thing that I think you just assist is just like like being able to sit down and be like, hey, Tim, you tripping. We need to woo, because I see this, you know what I'm saying? Because I love leading from the front, but I'm different, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe in just leading from the front and my woman is necessarily behind me. I feel like it's passenger seat for a reason. I want my woman to be right here. You know what I'm saying? I look for a partner. So my thing is when I'm doing, I feel like if I'm leading from the front, you can guide me to the best of my ability. And I think handling the assets and the revenue that I'm bringing in could make us.
It's more so like you driving, right? So it's like most of the time when we in the car with our ladies, we usually the ones driving.
Yeah.
And like one of the roles that she plays very well is being that goddamn side mirror that you ain't never looking at, telling you some other shit.
Hey, hold on.
Like, hold, you,
That's good.
you know what I'm saying? You back, you back right.
I like this.
Or being them goddamn.
Oh, police over there, hold on.
What you need is like you driving and
Yeah, passenger
seeing that
seat
passenger
driving.
seat, But sometimes for the ladies, what I need y'all to realize is tonality is very important. Because if you say something a certain way, specifically in that car, and you yell, I could overreact and now slam on the brakes for something that I didn't need to.
Bro,
So now when it comes to the business and the business being the family and the household, you can really cause me to stop some shit that we had no business stopping because of your emotional reaction to it.
But also, I think that brings it back down to communication because if at that time, she kind of overreacting and tripping, you got to be able to tell her in a way like, hey, baby, listen.
You just tweaked out.
Lock in.
I tweak out.
No, but like you doing a lot. This is an easy fix.
Yeah, it usually comes after the fact, right? Because just like
Right, so you have to be able to know in the moment.
You gonna react though.
That's tough.
Like,
Yeah, that's tough.
But with an emotional reaction is an equal and opposite reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Correct, but somebody.
But then you go back after that. Then you go back and then
this is
talk
what
about.
happened.
Yeah,
I need you to avoid.
So you have to be able to go back and do that because some people won't.
yeah. You got to be the bigger man. Definitely. You got.
Somebody's got to be the one to go back and say, listen, you was tweaking or I was tweaking.
I think because women dedicate, and that's what I mean by like the first part of it. It's a skill set. Women naturally have a better idea of that nurturing, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all are literally equipped for that. And the thing is, when we look at the big, the big picture of it, a man actually gonna have XYZ on his back. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for a woman, I feel like that is part of her responsibility is to, I don't want to say bite the tongue, but that same skill set I'm trying to learn about learning how to effectively communicate.
Emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence, I got you. But exactly, just like how that can be reciprocated, I know with my partner, while I'm having everything, in my lap and on my hand, I'm expecting her to be the most understanding of that because she is the same person I'm going to learn from in the first place.
That makes sense. Listen, I see you made a little face when he said bite the tongue. You bite your tongue, listen.
I've been trying.
It be so hard sometimes to bite your tongue though, like as a woman, not as a woman, as Black woman, because
I have to speak up.
I have to speak up. I have to say something because there's many times that people try to make us not say shit. I want to say something because you got me fucked up at this moment.
I think
everything on
you have to say
everything
about
on
but listen, you have to say it, and everything doesn't get a response. But also, if it does get a response, you have to say it in the right way where somebody else is going to take it.
Right. I feel like I'm very good at communicating. As long as I'm not drinking.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I know how to say things and know what tone to use when I'm talking so I don't offend nobody. And I also walk away from a lot of situations and then come back to them to talk once I've calmed down because some crazy stuff would be flying out of my mouth if I say it right then and there, and I don't want to do that.
But sometimes, I have a 3-day rule. If it doesn't bother me after 3 days, there's no reason to say it.
No.
But also, I feel like 3 days is too long to bring something up. It just depends on what it is.
I mean, it depends on how you bring it up.
I'm typically going at it at an hour after it happens. I'm not
waiting 3 days.
I'm not mad about it.
I need to get that shit off my chest.
No, because I feel like I feel like
the most funky
if it bothers me at all, whether it's that serious or not, if it bothers me at all, I feel like that needs to be communicated.
But sometimes when things bother you, it don't be serious.
It don't be serious.
It don't be serious, but it still bothered me.
There's been times where we brought stuff up and be like, why did I even bring it up? Because it wasn't even that.
Okay, but now if it ever happens again, you know not to.
But also, I feel like you might feel that way. Like, why did I even bring it up? Because they reacted in a negative way.
Right.
No, because not even that. They can react in a positive way, but at the same time, you might think back on yourself, like, why did I even bring this up in the first place? But I didn't feel like it was that.
I've only ever felt that way when the conversation didn't go how I thought it was going to go.
Sometimes, I used to get mad instantly, like, fuck this, fuck that, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes it might not even been like that. Like, I'd be like, oh.
But that's why you have that hour waiting period. You give yourself time to calm down.
Sometimes people don't need
it. Takes you 3 days to calm down.
No, it's not 3 days. I don't care about it after 3 days. It's still bothering me. Like, it's not taking 3 days.
You're watching the tennis match.
Bothering me after 3 days. I'm gonna bring it up. Like, hey, when you did this, I didn't like the fact that you did that at that time because it made me feel this way. But after
you have to fucked up right now.
Hey, we gotta get back on track. I'm sorry.
Damn. This is what we hear. Like, I heard a lot of unfinished sentences, and I feel like that's how y'all do be communicating. It'd be a lot of incomplete sentences that we try and wrap around our heads.
They don't understand it.
What the fuck did I do? Like, what the fuck is
you had
really
me fucked up on this day at this time, and this is why I feel like this.
But for real, I don't think it could be that specific. I feel like it's just you had me fucked up, and this is how I feel, and it's not really an example.
Being a man,
What you
my
did,
career
how you can avoid it.
Hey,
I have all the
Y'all
examples.
stop talking over each other. Y'all talking over each
I'm gonna
other.
throw a monkey wrench in this.
A what?
So if y'all got the man, a monkey wrench is a twist.
I know what
If
it
y'all
is.
got the man, yeah, monkey wrench. You never seen that? It's like a twist. But if y'all got the man that's paying 100% of the bills financially, are you still gonna take that same approach and talking back and going off on him?
I don't give a fuck.
No, I want to even give a twist on it. If he paying all the bills and everything,
So I'm not supposed to speak up?
what are you going to allow? Is he able to speak up the way that y'all speak up to these niggas?
Yeah.
Can he be as emotional? Because this is the thing.
Absolutely.
This is the thing. Men was like, and this is no funny shit. Like, it's not even about man versus woman. I'm not even trying to pit us together at all. But there is a very blatant differences on how we was raised to treat each other. Where men, we were raised on how you need to treat a woman. Oh, you can't hit a woman. You can't talk to her this way.
Mm-hmm.
But what kind of guidance have y'all gotten growing up on how to properly treat and talk to a man? It's more so, you can't hit me because I said what I said, but you still can't touch me. Oh, I push you, but you still can't touch me. And it's like, even my mom, no woman can really
It
get
took me a slap one time.
Y'all can I ask a question right quick?
Hold on. Y'all
What
gotta
type
let
of
him
household
finish.
did y'all grow up in? That's going to determine the answer to the question. What type of household did y'all grow up in? Was it a single mother household? Were your parents together? Were they together and they broken up? Did they argue a lot?
So I grew up in a dual single parent household, which means I went through both my mom's household and my dad's household, which means I got the guidance from both of them just independently. So I still had a father figure.
So-
I still was raised by my mama too as a single mom.
Okay, so you were mainly raised by your mother and you saw your dad like.
No, very often. I was raised by both of them.
I was really asking them to answer the question like you were talking to. Because the way they're going to answer the question depends on how they were raised. Like, if they were raised strictly just by their
Me?
mother, it's
But I feel like even the fathers, like,
No,
I'm
but
talking to my daughter, like, the only advice I could have, like, I can really give my daughter is how to, like, just not be taken advantage of by niggas.
easier said
So
than
even that
done.
advice, I still feel like that's not even quantifiable advice on how she should properly treat a man based off of the best way I can give her is how she see her mom treat me. Just by seeing the dynamic between me and her mom.
Yeah.
There's some real stuff.
That's fair.
And y'all ain't got nothing to say back to that.
No, like
Y'all do not know how to treat me.
who don't?
Oh, damn.
Y'all don't know how to
That was a very black and white answer, though, Zay.
Yeah, like basically when he asked it, y'all didn't have nothing to say.
I mean, I asked the question.
There was a question that was asked.
Go
So
answer
I was
it.
asking
Answer
them
it.
because
Answer it.
sometimes women
Rick,
have
go on,
been-
answer
Rick,
Rick.
how you gonna treat your man?
How you-
How does he want to be treated?
No, that's what you figure.
That's for you to figure out.
Then I'm gonna figure it out. If you want me to do this, then that's what I'm gonna do. Within reason. I ain't gonna get crazy over here. But like, I'm never gonna put my hands on a man. I was never told to put your hands on a man. But quite frankly, if you hit me back, what the fuck I'm gonna do?
Because I hit you.
No, but like just to
Not even just like the hitting shit, but just like in general, like, because I hear it's like this man could be doing very well with you, and he could be fucking up at times. The consensus is y'all gonna pop off at the mouth and then talk about it later.
So I will never pop off at the mouth unless you done went far left. Like you done did some way. Like this is the pocket, bitch. You over here. You see what I'm saying? But like, if it's just like a simple disagreement, I'm not gonna pop off at the mouth. Believe it or not, girls, I'm actually very submissive with my man.
See,
I'm very like speak when spoken to, but like that's just how I was. I'm an only child and I grew up with a lot of like my mom taking me with her friends, so I speak when I'm spoken to. My mom was a debutante. Like I was raised by a debutante, so
I was raised like in the model and pageant world when I was younger. So like with me, like I agree with what she's saying, and I also see how my mom was. So I'm like,
It's very
my
like,
mom. When I
left
think
foot
about it,
before the
like
right
no
foot.
offense if she ever watched this, I look at my mom like, you're 45 years old, you're not married. I don't want to be 45 years old and not married. So I had to treat my man a certain way to make sure that he's gonna take care of, rather than. I don't want to be 45 years old and not married. I have to treat my man a certain way.
I can
have to
agree.
be submissive. I see how like her friends that are married, how they act with their men, and the people that I know, my sister-in-law, she's married to my brother. I see how she acts. So it's like I'm picking up I'm not picking it up, but I'm learning how to treat men as I get
As you go.
and actually go. Because my mom, how she treat me, and she'll block a nigga because he didn't call her one day. I'm not doing that.
That's some avoiding.
Like, that's avoidant. Like, she avoids the fuck out of him. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. She'll always just block him, this, that, and third. I'm like, you know what? I'm not listening to your advice. I'm not coming to you about it because the way I want my life when I get older is not how you live your life. So I had to think about
So
that.
so it sounds like you learned how to, your adaptation to learning how to treat men came from what not to do, but still not necessarily what to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Because on the other foot, like, you know, when females always say, you don't know how to treat a lady, you supposed to do this, do that, do this. Like, females really have lists like, oh, emotionally, financially, like, it's a list that goes on and on and on. So, like, why it ain't the same for when it comes to men?
And I'll be real with you, I feel like the only reason why those things can be brought up is because for the vast majority, we've already been taught that. So let's say like how you can see that from, like, you could easily see how a man is supposed to treat a woman because the majority of us were brought up with a lot of different things. We can literally shoot off a list right now, but the God honest truth is I can't really go off a list off of like how I can think of a multitude of ways how a woman should treat, you know, her man. But to be real, I know I can rocket fire how a man is supposed to treat a woman, and I think all of us could. That's strange. I've never even thought of
But
it.
that's what I was.
But that's real.
So do y'all have a list?
Hell yeah.
Go and run something.
What's your list?
Open up the door for a woman with
No.
No,
How she should treat you.
No, I'm just saying. But like for me, yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, assets. I learned that from my mama, especially. The biggest thing she say, a woman that can help you manage what you build. You know what I'm saying? She's supposed to be a partner. When also comes to the conversation, that's why I said what I want to learn as far as, you know, I feel like a man is supposed to be submissive and like the emotional conversation. That's when the man is supposed to be the most submissive because that's what he's supposed to be learning. So that's big. Spirituality, a man is supposed to lead spiritually, but what I've been realizing is a lot of women have started leading that charge a lot more the last few years. So my thing is that's something else, you know, that spiritual partner who can help me stay in line, stay grounded. That's important. You know, I don't personally think I could date anyone that doesn't have the same religion. I'm not saying that against other people, but for me personally, that's
I'm with it.
No, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, that ground is supposed to also be what holds with the with like going to your children and shit like that. Then when you also look at who runs the house, yeah, I might be dad, but at the same time, mother should already have a blueprint on how things should be run in the house. I should be the enforcer. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's enforcing fun or enforcing the other shit. Fuck what you want to. But, you know, like she already got a blueprint. You know, it's already set in stone. You know, not mess with your daddy. I expect from my woman to have that blueprint in that way. I don't want to talk too much, but I think those are a lot. I think there's quite a few things I said there.
Anybody else?
I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna go into my list because my list is generated over experience and not over what was taught to me because I didn't really get taught a list from my mom. Like even my dad didn't really teach me a list like this is how a woman should treat you. It was always against still, this is how you need to treat women if you want to get a good woman. Not even clarifying what a good woman was, but I say that to say this. In the past, that's kind of been my blueprint was, what does my mama do? So then again, now you find yourself as a young man dating women that just remind you of your mother based off of like what she does for you and the things she did around the house. And that's not even a really like secure way of dating either. So I just say from experience now, I know that it's a double standard on both ends. Like, yeah, we can say our women wasn't taught to like know what a man's needs are, but as men, we weren't even taught to know what our needs were. You need to figure this shit out yourself. You need to provide for yourself. You need to provide for a woman. And if you can't do that, you need to knuckle up and figure that shit out. And so all the issues in our relationships when it comes down to is like, that's why we really need y'all to really be on top of like, I know y'all might want to emote and like pop off at the mouth just because this man don't have some shit figured out. But what he really needs is to come correct that first time and be like, hey, I realize you made this mistake. This is how I think you could do it better. And then we keep it pushing like that. because that you don't even know that first pop off could just really, if you're toxin avoidant, just make him not want to fuck with you. And then now you created another personality type of woman he cannot mess with in the future. So that's really like my only sentiment to that, right? I don't really have a list. I don't really have a list.
What about you, Drake?
I mean, for me, the way I want to be treated, I mean, with respect and nurturing, like, those are the main two things I need. Like, I ain't really big, like, financially. I don't need no money from you. I don't really need you to do nothing crazy out of the ordinary. But as long as you, like, can cook, clean, don't give me a hard time, we'll be good.
And I just feel like respect, and I feel like respect and that other shit, nurturing, that come from mama. So we got that final bell coming. That means for the ladies, since y'all are guests, we want y'all final thoughts on what y'all want the guests to take from this conversation and from this episode. All right, let's start off with Miss Ricky.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like this was not a good topic for what do I want them to take from Well, for the men, I want y'all to figure out what y'all require of your woman. Since specifically you, since you don't necessarily have a list of how you expect to be treated.
I got a list now. I figured it out now.
Oh.
Yeah, but you're saying?
I mean, figure out what's on your list. Everybody has deal breakers, whether you realize it or not. You have a deal breaker of how you want to be treated. And I think Josh figured out women. I don't know. Keep doing what we're doing.
Let's keep doing what it do. What you got for us, Miss Sky?
I feel like everybody should figure out what 50-50 means to them and not as a society. So what is 50-50 for you?
That's a good one. We're going to wrap it up with you, Miss Alexis.
I don't like being put on the spot.
Alexis, you gotta work on it.
Basically,
Good practice.
work on yourself before you even start to begin to try to figure out what 50-50 is from somebody else. Make sure you're 100% you and you know yourself 100% and then go forward from there.
They ain't saying nothing but a word.
Nothing but a word. And we're going to wrap it up on that word specifically. Guys, drop a comment. Let us know what you really liked about this episode. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Cash Culture. I'm your guy, Kai Speaks, and we're going to wrap it up right there.